So my response to this post for digital storytelling applied, digital storytelling for women of color, reading through all these resources, and I'm getting the idea, or I'm getting the motive that each story there's more information to back up these characters, the history of these characters, and their almost the sacrifices and the purpose of to which what happened, like the photographs that were talked about, and I believe it was the volume 15 issue 4 storyteller project, digital storytelling for women of color. When I was going through all of these, I noticed that these pictures and the narration or the narrative of like the speaker presenting each photo, and it's different stories and different people, but they gave so much more background and depth to the pictures that were shown in the slides or the videos. And having, like, I would have never even known or even thought, you know, the information that was given, like the history behind these, if like it was like the littlest details that they were explaining. And it really helps me, the audience, understand more of an insight of who these people are, the history behind, like a brief history or summary, why their facial expressions were the way they were, why the way they were dressed was a certain way, was where they were in the pictures captured, and the big idea behind each one. I mean, it really helps me, honestly, because I'm more of a visual guy when it comes to learning. So this really helps me understand like more of an insight on each of these stories. And going on to the storyteller project introduction, this one was interesting, and it goes back to the whole big idea behind these stories of these characters that they were talking about, the women of color, and how digital stories creating didn't have to be perfect. They wanted to demonstrate for them what they could do to do with their story and the basic technology they already had available to them. So it's even like it plays a role in history and society, and letting your voice be heard and having it be out there forever, right? So like even when we are long gone, we're all passed away, whatever, our stories and these stories, they are free, they're out there, for people to digest. And it really is the sort of, I love when it says it's untruthing. The story offers insight and Gillian's journey of discovering self-exploring the complex identities of a weird black girl coming to terms with a lifetime of exposure to toxic white culture. And it's just, it's very raw, and it's just so, there's just so many moving parts to this one. I mean, I could talk for more than 5 minutes about this one. This one really hit me really hard. The Storyteller Project Introduction by Robin M. Boylan. And then moving on to, again, digital storytelling and private disclosure from the perspective of an outsider within. Again, this whole idea of storytelling and letting the audience in, and knowing this sort of, not really darkness, but this sort of deep emotional, like internal pain and trauma, really, letting it all out and letting the audience understand where these people were in the time that they were in, the history behind it, their expression, their feelings, and how they almost like felt helpless, really, and sort of course, suppressed, and they felt invalidated. But for us to take in this information in 2022, looking back into this these narratives portrayed, it really does give like really big insight, and it really shines a huge light on this subject, which of course, yes, of course, like we all know, like in this age, like, well, I guess some people, educated people or whatever, people who do research on this, they know the struggles that these people were going through. But to have these many resources described how important this safekeeping digital storytelling, and giving a really big like reflective account on the interactions and even the participants that were involved in this, like it shows you how powerful these messages really are in the storytelling format. And this, it's just, it's art, you know, it's history, it's it is something that I feel like is needed as humans, so we can sort of connect and show empathy and learn knowledge and information, and you know, reflect on the dark history and the truth of this country, and the racial injustices that really do follow, and the sexist injustices that have happened in our time. And yeah, that's the big idea that I've got from all this is that understanding the background in these stories and having more insight on, you know, how they felt, you know, what they were doing, and just kind of letting their voice be heard in this way of attaining information, and how they felt back then, but also how we kind of receive how we were receiving this information nowadays with our technology that we have versus their technology that they had back then. And yeah, I'm all for it. I'm really interested in this subject, actually. It really helped me understand like more of the privacy boundaries and how they're essential to their own privacy management of women of color and so on.